Hi, everyone. I've had some people ask a few questions, and so I wanted to reach out with another quick video. First of all, when you're doing your products and services, I've already completed mine, so here's what it should look like at the end. But if you're having a hard time getting them entered, it could possibly be this setting. It's a little bit tricky sometimes. So if you go to the products and services page and there's just like a green button, like how I ended the last video, it says add items and it doesn't work when you click that. It could be because the view, you might notice the view on this is a little bit different than my last video because under the gear icon, I changed it to business view so I could enter inventory. So at the bottom here, it says you're viewing QuickBooks in business view. I can switch it back to accountant view. Some of you might not have the accountant view. I didn't think you guys did, but then after doing a little digging, I realized that that was kind of a problem that came up for some of us. But so now that I've already entered items, it's keeping this setting. But like you saw me do, just the gear icon, switch the view. And then if that still doesn't work, you might have to watch the entire video. I had to a couple times for the different accounts that I was working in, watch that video that is there on that screen. If you watch the video all the way through, change the setting and refresh it, then you should be able to get in. If not, let me know. But so there's that little hiccup. And then another question I had was when you're doing the case study, case 3, after you enter your products and services, then using this screen, so the steps 4 and 5, then on step 6, it says add new accounts receivable, prepaid expenses, and accounts payable accounts. Then make changes to the following accounts via a journal entry. Okay, so let's go ahead and walk through that. I can go over to my new button here and new journal entry. Okay, so I'm still, just like I said in the last video, I'm using the last date of the last month for this chapter 3 so that I can get everything set up last month and then use my current dates as I move forward. Okay, so my accounts here, I'm adding accounts. Sorry, my computer's being slow. Accounts receivable. And accounts receivable is an asset account. So it has a debit balance. So I'm going to bring in that debit balance, 4,125. And they also give me a customer name. This customer, GHO Marketing. That's all the information I have is the name. Gonna hit save there, and now I have this accounts receivable I'm bringing into my QuickBooks setup. Okay, the others, we said prepaid expenses. All right, prepaid expenses, even though it says the word expenses in it, it is not an expense. It is actually an asset because it's prepaid. You've prepaid those. That is an asset of yours. So those prepaid expenses, 2,750. And I figured that would happen because my account here didn't save. Prepaid expenses. There we go. And then the third one, accounts payable. And accounts payable is a liability which has a credit balance. And we're adding a new vendor for this. Apple. Sorry, you can see even mine is having some glitches here. Okay, there it goes. Accounts payable. So now we have this journal entry, but it's incomplete because our debits should always equal our credits. Okay, so the account that we're going to offset to is opening balance equity. All right, again, my account is doing some funny things, but there we go. It finally let me select it. And notice it also automatically puts in there that difference. And so now we have a complete journal entry for journal entry 1. All right, so I'm going to save and close that. Then we also need to close the opening balance equity account, which should have a balance of $10,075 into our owner's equity account. So we're going to do another journal entry here real quick. Hopefully this one goes a little smoother than our last one. If you've already submitted this and you realize that you need to redo it or do something different, go through and edit some items, let me know. You can always just resubmit it and I will update your grade from there. All right, so this second journal entry here, we are closing opening balance equity. Okay, so opening balance equity, before we do that journal entry, actually, let's look, and I want to show you kind of some processes here. So we can see we want to close it out. So that means that we need to find that account. And this is where the other view is a little bit nicer. So I'm going to switch it back because that's what I'm used to. I haven't quite figured out the update with the different views yet. I apologize for that. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to look to see what is that balance. I want to make sure it truly is what it says it is. So I'm going to go to my trial balance. So this opening balance equity account should have a balance of $10,075. Okay, when I look down here, opening balance equity, yes, it has a credit balance of $10,075. Perfect. Now notice I said credit balance. And so in order to offset that, to close that, we will debit opening balance equity by the same amount. And then that will bring this account to 0. It will close it. So let's go do that. In this journal entry, go opening balance equity, debit $10,075. Okay, and then we are going to close that to owner's equity. All right, and so we're going to finish that off, save and close, and now we are done with the journal entries. You will go ahead and run some reports and then submit that for your Chapter 3 Case 3 due tonight at midnight. I will create another short video to get you started on Chapter 4 here in just a little bit and get these sent out. Thank you very much. Let me know if you have any other questions.